Thank you for clicking on this video, and welcome to the Kingdom Within podcast. I am your host, Davidfourshee, and in today's episode, we're going to explore a question many people quietly wrestle with. What religion am I, and what does that label even mean? Rather than comparing doctrine or debating who's right, we're going to look why belief systems exist, how they shape people, and what really transforms a life from the inside out. This conversation isn't about leaving religion. It's about understanding what makes faith life giving and what can make it limiting, and how love and inner growth might be the common thread running through all of them. But first, if you would, hit that like and subscribe button. That helps out. Let's get into the video. Most of us grow up inheriting a religion the same way we inherit our last name. It's handed to us before we ever get a chance to question it. For some, that faith becomes a source of comfort and purpose. For others, it becomes something they wrestle with for years. But very few of us are ever encouraged to step back and ask what belief is actually meant to do in our life. Is religion about being right or about becoming better? Is it about belonging to a group, or about transforming the way we love, think, and treat others? Every religion tries to answer three main questions. Why are we here? How should we live? And how do we deal with suffering, guilt, purpose, and meaning? They do this through different frameworks or foundations. Christianity, salvation, grace, a relationship with God. Those are all good. Buddhism, inner resistance, awareness, passion. Great. Islam, devotion, discipline, surrender to God. That sounds great. Judaism, community, covenant, ethical living. Hindu traditions, spiritual growth and liberation. None of these sound bad to me. They sound more like tools that are meant to shape our character and our community. Beliefs were never about being right. They're meant to give us the tools to become better, more compassionate, and more loving. I can only speak through my personal journey. Growing up in the South, there was a very strong Christian culture. I didn't have very much exposure to any other faiths. My grandma always told me that all these different sects of Christianity were all just pointing towards one thing. They just had different paths. And that always stuck with me. But we never got into the Eastern religions. It was always kind of taught that those weren't right. And that got really muddy. And so most of you, I started questioning things. There became a point in my life where I felt that I needed to be baptized. And I found that baptism with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. These people are amazing. Their knowledge of the Bible blew me away. Their compassion, their strong sense of community. These people were very sincere about what they believed. These people had a desire to live meaningful lives with purpose. And they were open to new ideas. They were open to these conversations that we were having. But after getting baptized, I felt the need to step away. But it had less to do with the people and even their beliefs. It was the emphasis on their doctrine over the inner transformation. It was their rigidness that I felt that was limiting my real growth. And that changed my personal spiritual direction. These people are some of the best people I've ever met. Me personally, I needed room to grow. In Swedenborg teachings, it's more about take what's useful to you. It's not about following him. It's about following Jesus more closely. So that brings me to a question. What religion lines up the most closely with mine? Is it what they call the New Church sect of Christianity? Is it the Christian mysticism or the inner Christianity that most lines up with mine? I mean, they do teach Christ within and transformation over beliefs, love as proof. That's pretty close. Buddhism also teaches about reducing our ego, compassion, inner peace, awareness. I mean, it might be my religion. What about mystical traditions like Islam or Judaism? It teaches devotion, interchange, love centered spirituality. Maybe that's something I want to look into. But when the focus becomes more about rules, identity, and certainty, the less I start to line up with it. For me personally, many religions point towards transformation. They just express it differently. So, what real religion am I? But for me, the church that I now attend is a church space inside myself, a place of humility, a place of openness, reflection, compassion, forgiveness, a space in myself where I accept love and truth. I see all these different religions as tools that we can use to help us become better people, to help our inner transformation. I used to see belief systems as a nut. I had to crack them open. But now I see them as seeds that when we plant them in the right soil, give them the right amount of water, sunlight's just right, they'll spot, if we continue to nourish that, they grow into a full grown tree. And these different religions, the roots of the same tree, and that tree is the tree of life. I see a good belief system to be useful in our community, being useful and our moral grounding and encouraging to grow. I find it potentially harmful if those belief systems are replacing our responsibility when identity replaces our humility, rules replaces our compassion. So the clear answer here is that I am not of one religion. I am with any path that leads people towards love, growth, and truth. Religions exist to help guide our growth. They have different languages and different structures because there's so many different flavors of people. God speaks in your own language. So if your religion or your belief system leads you to become a better version of yourself, if transformation is the goal, then that's where I align with you. The question isn't which religion is right. The question is this belief helping me become more loving, humble, and alive? When faith produces compassion, it's working. When it produces fear, ego, or division, something needs re-examining. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, curiosity and kindness will take you further than certainty ever will. I encourage you to keep your mind open and keep searching. And if there's one path that leads you, or if there's one path that I can say with absolute certainty that will lead you to become a better version of yourself, that is the path set by Jesus Christ. That is my foundation of what I've built my beliefs around. The teaching of love, the teaching that I am not separate from God. I am not separate from Jesus. And I am not separate from you. I am no better than anybody else, but nobody is better than me. Guys, if you found any of this useful, hit that like button. Let me know what's working, what's not working. Um, I only wish to grow and refine more. I feel that people want authenticity over anything nowadays. This world has become so mucky that we just want somebody real. And that's what I'm trying to provide. I'm only talking about ideas that have helped me out. And if that resonates with you, and if any of this resonates with you, God bless you all. I love you. You are the reason I do this.